I'll now change it to this, and I'll click on apply. Right now, as you can see, the Google Chrome's icon has been changed. Okay, so this is how you change your icons. I'm now just gonna revert it back. And if you want to set your custom icons, what you must do is that you must click on the change icon and we must browse. In the browse, we must navigate to where ICO file is located, and we must click on this, and if we just click on open, the application is going to get opened. I mean, the icon is going to get opened, and you will be prompted with an option in order to change it. As you guys can see over here, we need .ico files, or other three formats are there, but consider only using ICO files. Okay, so that is how you change your shortcuts icons. Okay, now if we want to change our recycle bin icons, etc., if you go to properties, there will be no option to change your recycle bin icons. So what is the thing which we must do? First of all, we must go to our settings over here. Okay, I'm just gonna navigate to my settings. After navigating to the settings, we need to navigate to our fourth option, which is known as personalization.
Is this private? No way. Either way, this is private.
Internet a lot.
All right.
Internet a lot.
So I don't know what the fuck that was from, but
Increase your profit and work less time with Kittl, a genius new AI tool which is perfect for print on demand. You can conquer any niche you choose, all you need is a good idea, which Kittl will help you bring to life in just minutes, using highly customizable templates and assets, as well as the power of AI which is trained for this type of work. Kittl is totally free to try, so click the link and make an account in a matter of seconds and test it out for yourself. With Kittl, you can create work that looks like it took you hours to make in a fancy design software. Not only does Kittl have millions of design assets and templates that you can customize any way you want, but our intuitive Kittl AI will help you create stunning images, clip art, even vector images, all from just putting in a text prompt. So let's take a quick look at how it works. From the homepage, we can search thousands of templates in a variety of categories, but for now, let's click on t-shirts, and then we're going to type in camping.
Regardless of what business you're in or what job you are doing, you're always competing with others. If you want to dominate the market and outperform 99% of your competitors, then the book called The Blue Ocean Strategy is exactly what you need. I have personally read this book 2 times and will definitely read it a few more times in the future. If you are an entrepreneur, then this is the type of book you need to study like a school textbook, not just read and forget about it. In this video, I'm going to share the key ideas from the book with you. So let's get started. Imagine you're about to dive. Your diving instructor meets you and gives you 2 options. You can either dive into a vast and pristine ocean where the water is crystal blue and there is an abundance of marine life, and there are not many other divers around, which means you can move around easily. Or you can dive into an ocean where the water isn't clear and the surrounding is crowded with many other divers who are trying to experience the same things as you are. You can still experience a few nice things, but you have to be quicker than the other divers. Which would you choose? Obviously the first option, right? Starting a business is like diving, and most entrepreneurs, unfortunately, choose the second option. According to this book, the market is divided into 2 oceans, a blue ocean and a red ocean. The blue ocean is exactly like the first option. There is no competition. The rules of the game haven't been set yet, and there's a lot of opportunity for profitable growth. On the other hand, the red ocean is crowded with many businesses, all competing for the same customers and resources. In the red ocean, the rules of the game are known, and companies try to outperform each other to grab as much of the existing demand as possible. But as the market becomes more crowded, profits and growth get smaller and smaller. Products become generic, and the competition is so intense that water turns red with the blood of competitors and creates the red ocean. Today, it's becoming harder and harder for companies to be profitable. They are fighting over the same limited customers and resources. If you've noticed, products are becoming more and more similar to each other. For example, people used to be very loyal to brands like Tide for laundry detergent or Colgate for toothpaste. But now, if some other brand is on sale, they might switch to that instead. It's getting harder and harder to stand out from the crowd. A study was conducted to see the impact of creating blue oceans versus competing in red ones. The study analyzed 108 companies and their new business launches. Out of the 108 companies studied in the research, 86% of them were simply improving their existing product within the existing market space. These launches brought 39% of total profits. The remaining 14% of the companies focused on creating a blue ocean. They came up with new and innovative products that the market had never seen before. These companies generated an
I
impressive
need to go watch this video too, bro.
61%
This right here, getting
total
rich.
profits. This
That's
data
fire.
clearly shows that
Bro,
creating
anything
a blue
about Alex
ocean
Murphy,
can lead to better
100%
profits
recommend.
and growth.
I already
Now,
know.
let's see what the blue ocean strategy is exactly and how you can apply it. The cornerstone of the blue ocean strategy is something called value innovation, which basically means providing higher value to your customers at a lower cost. I can almost hear you saying, how can a company provide higher value to the customer while reducing its cost? Doesn't higher value mean higher costs? The answer is no. Value innovation is a new way of thinking which provides.
So look, the problem is, there's really no problem. But look, what they're saying is, right here.
The answer is no.
No, you don't need. You can make the profit. You can make whatever you're selling more, or make it more money, and in turn make the you can make whatever you're selling a higher price. So in turn, you can make a higher priced product, so more value, and then you have a higher profit margin, so it's for less, just because it's a higher ticket item or service or whatever.
Value innovation is a new way of thinking which provides higher value at a lower cost. Let me explain it with an example. The wine market is one of the most competitive markets in the USA. But despite that, the Australian wine company called Casella Wines became the #1 wine thanks to value innovation. Casella Wines first analyzed the market by using a blue ocean tool called Strategy Canvas. The Strategy Canvas is a simple framework that helps you to understand two important things about the market: what your competition is offering to the customers and what value customers are getting for their money. The Strategy Canvas is like the screenshot of the market. You are freezing everybody and taking a picture. The information about the competition and their offerings is captured in the horizontal axis, and the information about the value the customers receive is captured on the vertical axis. For example, in the case of price, a higher score indicates a higher value to the customer. Premium wines all have the same conventional strategy, which is to offer a high price and high quality across all factors. Budget wines, on the other hand, have a low price and low quality across all factors. After analyzing the market, Casella Wines used the second and most important blue ocean tool called 4 Actions. The 4 Actions framework poses 4 key questions to develop a blue ocean strategy: eliminate, reduce, raise, create. Number 1, eliminate. Which factors that the industry takes for granted should be eliminated? Number 2, reduce. Which factors should be reduced well below the industry's standard? 3, raise. Which factors should be raised well above the industry's standard? 4, create. Which factors that the industry has never offered should be created? The purpose of the first 2 questions is to reduce costs. If you remember a few minutes ago, we were discussing how is it possible to increase the value while reducing the costs. Well, this is where the cost savings comes from. Reducing the cost is half of the job. You still need to create new value, and that is where questions number 3 and number 4 come in: raise and create. Now, back to our example. Here is how Casella Wines applied the 4 Actions framework to create a blue ocean. Eliminate. They eliminated all the factors the wine industry had long competed on, such as complexity and aging. With the need for aging eliminated, they also eliminated costs on oak barrels and storage. Reduce. They dramatically reduced the range of wines offered, creating only 2: white Chardonnay and a red Shiraz. The simplicity of offering only 2 wines reduced the costs further. Plus, it made the wine selection process easier for non-wine drinkers. Raise. They removed all technical jargon from the bottles and created a simple and non-traditional label. They also raised their prices above the budget wines, but below the premium wines. Create. They mainly focused on non-customers of wine, such as beer and cocktail drinkers, and found out that many of them rejected wine because of its complicated taste and difficulty to select. Using this information, they created a wine called Yellowtail that is easy to drink, easy to select, and fun. The wine promised to jump from the glass like a kangaroo. The result is that Yellowtail appeared to a broad group of alcoholic beverage consumers. In just 2 years, Yellowtail emerged as the fastest growing brand in history of both the Australian and the US wine industries. It became the #1 imported wine into the United States, surpassing the wines of France and Italy. What's more, Yellowtail didn't just steal sales from competitors, it grew the market. The wine brought non-wine drinkers into the wine market. Novice wine drinkers started to drink wine more frequently. Budget wine drinkers moved up, and drinkers of more expensive wines moved down to become consumers of Yellowtail. The main idea of the Blue Ocean strategy is to create a new market by breaking away from the competition. In other words, making the competition irrelevant. But where do you actually look to find ideas for creating a blue ocean? Here are 6 practical tips that can help you to identify blue ocean opportunities. The authors call this 6-path framework. Path number 1. Look across functional or emotional appeal to buyers. In every industry, companies compete based on 2 bases of appeal: functional or emotional. Functional appeal means offering a product or service based on its usefulness and price, while emotional appeal means offering a product or service based on feelings. For example, coffee is a functional product, but Starbucks turned it into an emotional product by creating a unique experience.
How could you make Starbucks more emotional? Like, what would you do to make Starbucks more emotional? Like,
Around it.
think about it.
Starbucks isn't just a place where you get coffee. It's also a place where you can relax and forget about your problems, get some work done, or meet your friends. Quite opposite to Starbucks, a Japanese barbershop called Quick Beauty created a blue ocean by shifting the industry from an emotional one to a highly functional one. In Japan, the time it takes to get a man's haircut hovers around 1 hour. Why? A long process of activities is undertaken to make the haircutting experience a ritual. Numerous hot towels are applied, shoulders are rubbed and massaged, customers are served tea and coffee, and the barber follows
Ain't that
a
nice,
ritual
though?
in cutting hair, including special hair and skin treatments, such as blow drying and shaving. The result is that the actual time spent cutting hair is a fraction of the total time. Moreover, these actions create a long queue for other potential customers. QB House changed all that. It recognized that many people, especially working professionals, don't wish to waste an hour on a haircut. QB House stripped away the emotional service elements of hot towels, shoulder rubs, and tea and coffee, and reduced special hair treatments to focus mainly on basic cuts. QB House also eliminated the traditional time-consuming wash and dry practice by creating the air wash system. So, to summarize, tip number 1, if your industry competes on functionality, then see how you can make it emotional. If the opposite is true and everybody competes on emotion, then see how you can make your product.
Or if your industry competes on price, compete on speed. Like, or if you're competing with free, speed. If you do it faster, people will pay for it. Even if it's free, people pay for it. Like, you could walk or take an Uber. Fast beats free.
Functional. Path number 2, look across alternate industries. A company doesn't just compete with other companies in their own industry, but also with companies in other industries that offer similar products or services. Different products or services can be substitutes for each other because they provide the same function or utility, but come in various forms. There are opportunities for companies to innovate and offer something new by looking beyond their own industry and considering alternatives. For example, to sort out your personal finances, you can use financial software, hire an accountant, download an app, or use pen and paper. The software,
Shit, what's
the accountant,
financial
the pen
software
and
look
paper,
like?
and the financial
Shit,
app
can
are
I
largely
code them on my
substitutes
own?
for each other.
Can it do my
They have
finances
different
for
forms,
me?
but serve the same
Automated
function,
finances?
helping people
Automated
manage their
personal
financial
finances
affairs.
coded by myself?
Another interesting example, you probably know that Ford Model T was the first mass-produced affordable car that
Bro, they made
revolutionized
one.
the car industry.
It was fucking all black.
This was all possible because Henry Ford used an assembly line production system where one worker did only one single task. Henry Ford got the idea of the assembly line production from visiting a slaughterhouse and grain factories. In other words, he looked at alternative industries to create a blue ocean opportunity. When people
I don't
make
know
purchasing
how
decisions,
looking at a
they often
slaughterhouse
think
just
about their
making
options unconsciously. They consider
that
what
had
they
nothing
want
to
and
do
how
with
they can
cars. The
achieve it.
Blue Ocean strategy
However,
was the car,
when
not
companies
the
sell
fucking
products or
manufacturer.
services, they
He probably
don't
got the
always
nice
think about
idea,
how their
but the
customers are
Blue
making
Ocean was
trade-offs
not the
across different
fucking
industries.
slaughterhouse.
A company called NetJets
He did not create the
observed
car
that
because he
business
saw
travelers in
fucking
the airline industry had 2
a
choices.
nice system on a
They could fly
slaughterhouse.
on a
Like, no.
commercial airline, or the company could purchase its own aircraft. Companies choose commercial airlines because it's cheaper. Buying your own aircraft and maintaining it is quite expensive.
Even
On
for
the
rich
other hand,
people.
buying your private aircraft provides benefits such
You have
as
to be in a
cutting
bitch.
total travel
Oh,
time,
God.
avoiding busy airports, and allowing executives to arrive more energized and productive. NetJets created a new way of air traveling called fractional jet ownership. This means customers don't buy a whole private jet, but only a small part of it. This makes it a lot cheaper than buying a whole jet. Plus, you don't have to change planes or wait in line at the airport. It only takes a few minutes to go from your car to take off. You can complete trips much faster and arrive at your destination energized and fresh. The final result is that buyers get the convenience of a private jet at the price of commercial airline travel. NetJets created a new
Commercial?
market by combining the best parts of private jets and commercial airlines and eliminating everything else. This made them a multi-billion-dollar company, and they are still the biggest in the business. So tip number 2 is to look at industries that are alternative to yours. Especially focus on the key factors that cause customers to switch from your industry to another industry. Path number 3, look across complementary product and service offerings. For example, in the movie theater industry, the ease and cost of getting a babysitter and parking the car affects the perceived value of going to the movies. By offering a babysitting service, a movie theater could tap into this hidden value and create a blue ocean. By considering the entire customer experience, including what happens before, during, and after the use of a product, you can uncover new opportunities. Despite its importance to British culture, the British tea kettle industry had been struggling to make a profit until Philips Electronics came along and turned the red ocean blue. Philips realized that the problem people had with brewing tea wasn't with the tea kettle itself, but with the water used to make the tea. The tap water had a mineral called limescale that built up in the kettle as it boiled and then ended up in the tea. People had to use a spoon to scoop out the limescale before drinking their tea. The tea kettle industry didn't think this was their problem, but Philips saw an opportunity to create a new product that solved this issue and made the tea kettle more valuable to buyers. This helped Philips create a new market space in the tea kettle industry. So, tip number 3 to discover a blue ocean opportunity is to look at the entire customer experience and analyze what happens before, during, and after they use your product.
What if your smartphone could unlock a semi-passive income stream that generates $1,000?
Path number 4, look across strategy groups within the same industry. A strategy group is a group of companies within an industry that pursue a similar strategy. For example, online shoe stores versus physical shoe stores. They both serve the same need, shoes. Another example, the luxury car market versus the economy car market. Both fall within the same overall industry, automobiles, but they pursue very different strategies for serving the same need. And because of that, they don't see each other as competition. Thinking that luxury car buyers wouldn't be interested in economic cars and vice versa. But the truth is that customers can trade up and buy more expensive options, or trade down and buy cheaper options. You only need to understand the factors that determine customers' decisions to trade up or down. For example, people who buy expensive cars are interested in luxury. On the other hand, people who buy economic cars are concerned about the price. The blue ocean strategy would be to produce a car that is a luxury, but the price is not so much higher than the economic car price. This way, the economic car buyers can trade up and luxury car buyers can trade down. This is exactly what Toyota did with its Lexus, offering the quality of high-end cars such as Mercedes and BMW at economy car prices. By doing that, Lexus captured customers from both segments. Not just that, it also drew many new customers to the market. So tip number 4 for creating a blue ocean is to combine the most attractive factors of different groups within your industry. Path number 5, look across the chain of buyers. Creating a blue ocean can also be achieved by looking across the chain of buyers in the industry. There are often multiple groups involved in the buying decision, including purchasers, users, and influencers. For example, the pharmaceutical industry primarily targets influencers such as doctors, while the clothing industry targets users. By gaining new insights into how to redesign the product to appeal to different buyers, companies can create a blue ocean market. Novo Nordisk, a Danish insulin producer, wanted to create a blue ocean in the insulin industry. The industry had always focused on doctors as the key influencers in insulin purchasing decisions. However, Novo Nordisk saw an opportunity to create a blue ocean by shifting the industry's focus from doctors to patients themselves. They found that insulin supplied to diabetes patients presented significant challenges in administering. Patients had to handle syringes, needles, and insulin, and administer doses according to their needs, which was complex and unpleasant. This led Novo Nordisk to develop the NovoPen, the first user-friendly insulin delivery solution that looked like a pen. The pen contained an insulin cartridge that allowed the patient to easily carry roughly a week's worth of insulin. The pen had an integrated click mechanism, making it possible for even blind patients to control the dosing and administer insulin. Patients could take the pen with them and inject insulin with ease and convenience, without the embarrassing complexity of syringes and needles. This innovative insulin delivery system shifted the industry landscape and transformed Novo Nordisk from an insulin producer to a diabetes care company. Today, almost 30 years after its initial Blue Ocean strategic move, Novo Nordisk remains the global leader in diabetes care, and around 70% of its total turnover comes from this offering. Path number 6. Look across time. All industries are subject to external trends that affect their business over time. For example, think of the rapid rise of the internet or the global movement toward protecting the environment. By looking at these trends in your industry, you can find blue ocean opportunities. For example, as Netflix saw internet broadband explode, it realized that fast and real-time streaming of movies would soon be able to take off. This insight inspired Netflix to create a blue ocean for itself. So, can you identify the trends that have a high probability of impacting the industry you are in? How will they change your industry? Using this information can provide higher value to your customers and create a blue ocean for yourself. This is it for this video. Hope it was useful. If you are an entrepreneur,
Let's see, you think we got a summary? Because if they don't, I'll make one. Ain't no way he got all the takeaways a month, bro. I've read this book like 10 times. I've read this book like 10 times. I'll make one, and it's gonna be like 10 times better than these. Because I've actually fucking listened and read these books like 100 times already. I might read. What if I do it like 1,000 times? I wait till I like read it or listen to it 1,000 times combined. Then I fucking make a summary about it. How good do you think that summary is gonna be? Like, I might do that.
This book are off the charts, ranking #1 in advertising and marketing. The book is structured in 3 parts: pricing, offer, and enhancing the offer. So let's start with pricing. Pricing is a commodity problem. You want to be unique in your product or service. So the law of supply and demand, if nobody or few people proposes what you offer, you can drive prices
18 minutes.
This book are off the charts, ranking #1 in advertising and marketing.
Yeah, they ain't no good ones. I'm gonna make one. What? Damn. Bro, so bro really just went to sleep. That's crazy. Scumbag. For real, like, damn, yo. He wasn't even trying to hop on it. Sheesh. That's crazy. I don't even know when that shit happened. Happened on the stream though. Shit, alright, yo. Wow. Alright. Okay, I guess I'm logging off then, y'all, because this motherfucker's ridiculous, bro. Y'all have a good one. Literally been streaming for like an hour, bro. And what we've been streaming. Ridiculous, bro. Shit, alright, y'all. Yeah, 30 minutes.
Change it to this.
Maybe it didn't have been out. Maybe it hasn't even been that long. Hold on. For real. We gonna wait till only like 5 more minutes. But shit. So, oh God. Bro, y'all like anime, bro. I'm watching Naruto. Fucking. That shit is fire. That shit is fucking fire. Mm. You about to smoke this bitch. Real. Are you tweeting? Just kidding. Like, figure this out. Ooh, maybe he's at like someone's house where I can fucking. Yo, my bad. Fucking get that done for the stream because bro's not here. Half of the stream ain't here, so. Good stream, y'all. It's been 36 minutes. Oh, he in the chat? Yo, come on. It's scientist, bro. The target is scientist, bro. But what are you doing, bro? I'm about to dip. You ain't even picking up the phone, bro. I didn't even see this. When did this come through? Hey, yo, if you still here, text. Say some shit. Yo. Because I'm about to dip, bro. It's 1:30, bro. Motherfucker done called you. You probably ain't even... Yeah, you do have Wi-Fi. You're supposed to not take you ain't got Wi-Fi. I don't know when this... Bro, when did this come through? I can tell you, actually. Yo.
you would be prompted with an option.
So my goals aren't even going to be put out on the internet for a while, probably till after I achieve them. But I will let you know it is to be very, very rich. Motherfuckers want to be talking about escape the matrix and all this stuff. Like I don't give a fuck about that. I'm trying to take over shit. Like I'm really trying to sit there and make egregious amounts of money and do things that seem completely illogical and unfathomable to regular people, and that make people